Hey guys, today we're going to kick it old school and go check out what I've got going on the homestead right now. As many of you guys know, I'm not farming in the same way that I have been over the last 10 years as I am right now, but I still am growing a ton of food and still using a lot of the same things that I've been talking about for many years. So just a quick reminder before we jump into the video about the FromTheField.farm membership, still open and will be until midnight, April 19th. And I only open this 4 times a year, so it's a limited membership, opens up with each season. And now is the time to get in if you want to join this site. It's all about long form, hyper detailed and educational content. If you've been watching these videos over the last week and a bit, you're getting a little sample of what it's all about. And today will be a slight departure from that, but I just want to give you the reminder. All right, enjoy. So guys, I'm at our plot, our flagship plot, that since Green Sea Acres isn't operating as a farm this year, we're still using this land, and Roger's family and my family are gonna collectively use it to grow a bunch of crops. So I've got the BCS here. I'm actually gonna prep some beds. We're gonna prep 6 of them, and we've got some garlic going right now. But what else are we gonna plant here, Raj?
On this side, because we're not gonna dig this side up, we're gonna put some peas in here, beans. All the root vegetables are gonna go on that side, mainly because there's so many rocks here. This is where the house was originally, so yeah. I don't want to be picking potatoes. Not sure Curtis doesn't want to be picking potatoes along with rocks. So.
That's right. So we're putting a lot more stuff that is like homestead crops. Yeah. So we're doing. Are we doing 3 beds of potatoes?
Well, we got 3 varieties right now.
We got 3 varieties.
So I'm thinking we'll do 3, and then if we need more, we got lots of room.
Yeah, and so the tilling will be good here because we'll loosen up the soil, and we're going to cover a few of those beds back up with the tarp. And we'll put compost on when we're actually going to plant. Well, we'll put a handful with each potato. So there's no need to do what I normally do, which is just broadcast fertilizer and then do shallow cultivation. We're just going to till the whole thing. Maybe I'll only do a shallow cultivation for where you want to do the beets, so that we don't kick a bunch of weed seeds.
Yeah, it'll be right in here.
And on those 2 right after the post.
Yeah, the one right next to the garden. Right in here, we'll put the beets in here, and then everywhere else will be probably carrots.
So beets in these 2 beds here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do those ones shallow,
yeah,
and then we can spread compost on those before you plant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that potatoes will go in here, and
so those 4 beds I'll do deep because we'll cover those back up for a while to work the weeds out.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll do them at different times. Well, we could. We'll take a closer look.
How does that work?
Hold on a second. I'm just going to shoot this one part. So I'm using the PDR for the BCS here, and the great thing about this tool is that I can use it in 2 ways. I can use it for shallow cultivation, which I'm going to do on the 2 beds that we're going to do for beets, but for the beds that I'm going to do for potatoes, I'm going to do a full-on deep till. So that just means I'm going to jack up this Josephine lever all the way up and then go max depth. And you'll see actually it even finishes the bed really nice, because that roller will still touch the soil, but it'll finish the bed really nice. So you can see I went over a bed where we had paper pots, and I just tilled it in. Just tilled it right in. And yeah, sure, you get a little bit of paper around here, but it's just brown paper, and it's gonna break down relatively soon. And this is one thing that a lot of people ask about or comment about, is like, what do you do with the paper chains when you're done with them? And I've done different things throughout the past, and other farmers have different ways of doing it. There are ways to remove it. If you check out my paper pot channel on YouTube, I'll leave a link to it. There's, that's a channel that's all specifically focused on the paper pot transplanter, and I show some different ways on the way people remove them. But in this context, I'm just tilling them right in. I'm not really worried about it. This will not be farmed in the same way that it has been over the years this year, so I'm not really too worried about it. A little bit of paper here and there, not a big deal. Okay, so now that Roger's spread out some compost, we're gonna rake it in, and then I'm gonna run the PDR on the shallow till, and then mix this into the top inch. So right there, I've got that set to about 1 inch deep, and we'll see how that goes. So now that that's all tilled up, Raj is covering these 4 beds back up, and they're still nice and wet. So I'm not worried about watering these. What we're looking to do here is stale seed bed these 4 beds. So the idea is we'll want to work out the weeds. So these beds won't be planted for at least another 3 weeks. So we might as well cover them back up. Keeps the moisture in, keeps the soil from drying out, and also encourages all the little weeds in there to germinate. So they'll germinate under this warm weather, and they'll pop up and they'll smother out and die. And in my farming context, if I wanted to get in here early, if I popped that tarp off, say in 2 weeks, and I still saw those weeds but they weren't dead yet, I would just flame weed it, and then that would do them in. So that's all we really need to do now. And then I'm gonna leave it to Roger to plant what he needs, and I'm gonna get back home. But I thought I'd make a little old school vlog in the farm for you guys, pull some value out of that. That PDR is a great tool, and you can see just by the beds, you can't even really tell the difference between the ones that were shallow and the ones that were deep. But you could if you came and stuck your fingers in here. On this one was the one I just went an inch deep. I get quite a bit of resistance. You know, I could force my hands down there because these beds have been well maintained over the years with tons of organic matter. But they're only really soft on the very top, whereas these ones, we went down as deep as I could go, and I can easily push my whole hand down there and it's nice and soft.